Hey guys, what is up? This is a demo of MCT1, Minecraft for type 1 diabetes. So we start here in the lobby. We're going to go into the MCT1 experience. I'm going to run on in here. This is a brief description of the game here, and we can choose either American, milligrams per deciliter units for blood glucose, or the European, Australian, New Zealand, millimoles per litre. I'm going to go on this one. So I'm going to get sort of 4 to 8 as my safe range. Now when I come into the game, this is accelerated, but I get a DKA experience where it starts pulsating, I can't walk, and then suddenly I'm struck by lightning and I've got type 1 diabetes. It's kind of like it actually happens. It just kind of strikes you out of the blue, no fault of your own. You see at the top of the screen I've got blood glucose level and insulin now, and at the bottom I have a bunch of resources, snowballs, food, and magical powers on the top right. This is my training course. So I'm going to go inside this training room, and the first thing that happens is I get locked in the room. I can't go out until I've completed the training lesson. So this one, you are starving, eat food now. You see I'm out of food, my health is going down. I'm getting some apples here, so I'm going to eat an apple. Now when I eat this apple, have a look here at the top. You see that I'm now digesting the apple. It's got 10 carbs and it says it's a low GI food, and you can see the digestion taking place, and my blood glucose level is going up. So in this next room here, I get how to take insulin. So there's some potions here. I'm going to pick them up. You see them down the bottom in my inventory. My blood glucose has now gone over 8, outside the safe range. You can see I'm sick. The world is kind of warping. I've got that sickness effect in the top right, and I've lost my magical powers. Also, the colors change. So I'm going to take some insulin. My blood glucose level starts to go down. You see the insulin in the bar, and now blood glucose is under 8 millimoles per liter, so it's gone green. Now you can see that I can run really fast when I have my magical powers. See them in the top right-hand corner, night vision, rabbit, and a couple others. So I'm entering the training dungeon here. I've got these snowballs. It's another thing in my inventory. When I throw them, they cause lightning bolts to appear. So that's also part of my magical condition. So I'm going to jump. Oh, okay. I should have jumped into the pool. That's taken up a lot of my energy. So my food's gone down, my health is going down. I've got to eat an apple. Okay, it's coming up. I'm probably going to have to take some insulin. Oh, look, there's a creeper down there. Let me see if I can nail him with my snowballs. I've got to take some insulin as well. So I'll take the insulin first, just to maintain my blood glucose and level, and drop a few lightning bolts on this guy. Okay, got him. Okay, I'm going to go down into this dungeon, see if I can figure out a way to get... Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, that got me down here. So I'm down in the dungeon. There's a bat. Let me see if I can nail that guy. Bam! Got him. Good shooting. Okay, it's a dungeon crawl. I'm going to go explore the dungeon, see if I can find my way through to the other side and discover whatever's in here for me to find. Let's have a look. Looks kind of like an abandoned sort of mine or something in here. Let's have a look. Maybe let's go across here. Okay, and... Oh, what was that? Creeper. Let's nail him. Something's knocked me off there. There it is. It's a spider. That's what it is. Okay, cool. My health is getting pretty low. My food's down. My blood glucose is kind of okay, but I'm going to need to eat some more food to get my energy levels up. It's only a little bit of food. I should probably eat a little bit more. Okay, let's have a look. What do I find around here? So I'm just going to cruise through the dungeon. I'm looking around, trying to discover what there is to discover. Let's eat some more food. Got to manage my health, my blood glucose. Let me show you what happens when it goes too high. So I'm outside the range, lost my magical powers. I'm a bit woozy. I'm very high, hypoglycemia. Let me nail this guy. So it makes it difficult to play because I can't see in the dungeon without my night vision, which is part of the magical powers that I get when my blood glucose is in its normal range. Okay, so I'm coming down. Once that blood glucose goes below 8, I'll get my night vision back. I'll get my super speed back. Here we go, 8.7. Insulin's going down as it's being absorbed. I'm metabolizing glucose into my cells. It's drawing it out of my bloodstream. And there we go, I'm back. So I'm at full power now. I can see in the dark. I might take enough insulin to drop myself low so you can also see that. You can see my magical powers up in the right-hand corner. The night vision, the super speed, the ability to jump, and that bottom one is glowing in the dark, which is cool for multiplayer because it means that you can, when you look at another player, you can see that they are magical because they glow. Okay, I'm going to kind of wander around in this dungeon, and we're just going to let that blood glucose go down. So 4 is the safe range in millimoles per liter. So I'm experiencing a low right now, hypoglycemia. I've fallen into a hole, and not only can I not see, but I can't get out because I've lost my ability to be able to jump. And you can see as I go even lower, I get more ill effects taking place. And my health is really quite critical now. So I'm going to take some apples to bring my blood glucose back up. And you might notice that says low GI. We probably need to change that to a high GI food. So blood glucose is coming up as the carbs digest. And once we get above 4, which is the safe bottom limit, I'm going to get my abilities back, including the ability to jump out of this hole in a single bound. Okay, let's do it. Let's try that again. Maybe the other side. Here we go. Up there. There we go. I'm out. So you can see it really transforms my experience of the game. Like a normal player in this dungeon could not see in the dark and could not jump out of that hole. So essentially, when my blood glucose went out of range, I became basically a normal Minecraft player. When my blood glucose is in range, I'm a superhuman. I can see in the dark, I can leap, I can move very fast, and it's very easy for me to vanquish the kind of dangerous characters in the game, like the zombies, the skeletons, the spiders, the creepers, because I've got my lightning snowballs. I can move very fast, and I can also see them from wherever they're coming from. So it's quite a powerful experience when you have managed your blood glucose correctly. So that's what we're aiming to do here, is that it's so compelling to manage your blood glucose that kids are motivated to do it. We're not teaching them directly. It's not like giving them information. We've found that children learn best through playing and through incidentally learning. We've seen them learn incredibly complex things in Minecraft as they play the game. They learn all kinds of commands and tables of different attributes and ingredients and characters. And I don't know if I can jump high enough to get up this part. I'm going to have to go around to find another way through. So this is the training dungeon, and we're going to add more of the world building, more of the backstory of the MCT1 world and the story of why you have this magical power and what you're going to be using it for in the game. But we're focused here initially on just getting the dynamics, the key dynamics of blood glucose, carbohydrates, and insulin working. There's a creeper here. I'm going to nail this guy with my snowballs. If you've ever played Minecraft as a normal player, you'll know that those guys are quite dangerous, and normally you would be running away from them rather than running towards them and then killing them in a barrage of snowballs and lightning bolts. So that's quite compelling for Minecraft playing kids. And we also have a multiplayer experience, which I'm going to show you a bit of the basis of that in a minute. Let's just see if I can find my way out and kill that bat. He hasn't done anything wrong, but he has to die anyway. But let's get this blood glucose. It's kind of in range. I need to take some insulin, but I need to get my health up. You can see my food bar is down. Okay, I think I got him. Let's take this insulin, get myself back into the safe range. Oh, he's still going. Let's get him. Okay, got him that time. Cool. Target practice. Okay, here we go. So let's get that glucose down a bit more. I need to get my health up a bit more. Yeah, because I'm running so low on my health bar right now, it means I'm having to give a bit more attention to managing that dynamic. I spent quite a bit of time that you saw kind of running around and doing stuff without giving it much thought. So it's kind of two ways you can do it. You can have a light touch ongoingly, or you can do like this, where you just kind of ignore it for a bunch of time, and then you've really got to kind of focus on getting everything back in balance. At its core, Minecraft is a resource management and survival and exploration game. So we've just added carbohydrates, insulin, and blood glucose, and added them to the survival dynamic. Is this the way out? No, this is not. This is a dead end. I've been down here before. And even my snowballs can't blast away through this stone dungeon for me. So I might warp out of here, because I do know the warps. There is a warp to the end, where you complete the dungeon and there's celebratory fireworks and you graduate as a wizard. Let's have a look. Nope, that's not the warp. Let's see if I can find it. A bunch of different warps there, none of them related to MCT1. Those are all different worlds after the training world, different adventures that the kids can do. Let's try another one. So yeah, so questing and going out on quests, saving the world using your magic, making a difference for people. These are all the kind of things that we use to engage the kids in playing and incidentally learning the relationships between blood glucose, carbohydrates, and insulin. Well, I'm going to warp out of here into the village. This is kind of near where I started. So I'm here in the MCT1 village, and there's a desert out here. Now let me show you what the multiplayer kind of experience will look like. This is what we're working on at the moment, where you fight against other players in the game who also have T1 as well, but they have the ability to spawn mobs of monsters. So I'm going to spawn a mob of zombies. So the way this works is you spawn mobs of monsters like zombies, skeletons, creepers, and you have them attack the other players. And they're going to attack me, and then I've got to defend myself using my lightning snowballs. So you've got to defend yourself with your lightning snowballs, you've got to manage your blood glucose, your insulin, your carbohydrates, and you've got to try and overwhelm the other players by sending mobs of monsters towards them, armies of zombies or spiders, skeletons, and there's a few roaming. Here comes a spider now. So I'm going to nail this guy. So it makes it very engaging. It engages that kind of competitive, desire to win nature that all human beings have psychologically, and keeps them engaged in the dynamic. And then, more advanced kind of features are turning off the blood glucose monitor so that they have to do finger prick testing. So instead of getting a continuous blood glucose readout, they get discrete ones at points in time, and then they have to manage the number of finger pricks that they do or can do. And then quests where they go out from a base and they have to take a certain amount of insulin, a certain amount of food with them, or find some in the environment, and then they have to manage not only the ongoing dynamic, but also the supplies that they have. Because you can see at the bottom, even though I'm firing so many snowballs, I never run out because they always get replenished. So I actually have like an unlimited supply of them. There we go, it's gone back up to a high number there. So I don't have to worry about managing that aspect of resources. But as the kids get more familiar with the dynamic and they understand it, then we'll turn off a lot of those features so that they have to manage more and more things. And that's analogous in like real life of making sure that you've got glucose on you for a blood glucose low, and that you have sufficient insulin and blood glucose testing supplies. Here's a witch. Let me see what we can do here. And game over. Let's try this zombie. He's a tough one. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is Minecraft for type 1 diabetes. We give the player the experience of simulated type 1 diabetes and have them incidentally learn how to manage it while playing a fun and engaging game. So that we don't teach them, but they just learn it naturally through the gameplay. Out exploring in the desert. So keep my blood glucose levels in check and also make sure that I have enough energy in my body. So it's not meant to be like a 100 and 20% accurate simulation, but this really captures the basic dynamics of digesting food, of maintaining your blood glucose level. We made this very dramatic so that they can definitely see when they're in or out of range, and they get immediate consequences, that they get a benefit for being in range, and then when they go out of range, they lose that benefit. So that it really motivates them to maintain it in range and to learn how to maintain those dynamics, to learn how those dynamics work. Oh, there's nothing really down in here, and I'm running out of food. So this gives you a real sense of Minecraft for type 1 diabetes, and it's under active development. We've got more coming.